If you have Kindle Unlimited and Audible, I have a hack that I don't think is common knowledge.
So it's not really a hack more than it's a service, is how I've always viewed it. But that could just be my interpretation of what a hack is. And as for whether it's common knowledge or not, I think that's very dependent on how long a person has been listening, whether they know other audio people to tell them, or whether they've stumbled across it. I think the longer someone has been around or is immersed in the audiobook community, the more it's knowledgeable to them. Does that make sense? But I did just want to touch on the fact that you said that sometimes up until this book you couldn't get it to work. So this is the thing. So it's actually called Whispersync, and the audio. So it's actually called Whispersync, and it's when the ebook and the audio match, and they have to match incredibly close. So if an author is changing things for the audio, add in a bonus scene, or there's a bonus scene in the ebook but not in the audio, or if they've taken all the dialogue tags out of the audio or things like that, that can all make a difference, and it has to be an almost like for like for Whispersync to kick in, and that will be why you've not been able to find one. It's not that, and this is why I don't consider it a hack, because it's not something that you can do on everything, because it just doesn't exist for everything. And it's very, like I said, it's something like 97-98% match for it to trigger the Whispersync. But on top of that, it's also down to Amazon/Audible if and when they do that. Some books will Whispersync in pre-order, and some books will Whispersync on release date, some a few days after release date, and some months, years down the line it will Whispersync. Some won't Whispersync at all, and some will Whispersync and then Whispersync will get taken away. There is no rhyme or reason, but yes, you can borrow from KU, and it may or may not Whispersync, but it's not just KU. This also works for if you buy an ebook. Owning or borrowing the book gives you a chance that it's going to Whispersync. And also in KU, as part of the KU program, it's actually called Read and Listen. You can listen to the audio with no additional cost. The Whispersync price for the US is generally $7.49. There are some outliers with bigger publishers, can be a little bit higher, and then you have those that are done by Brilliance and by Audible, and they are $1.99 unless they've changed it. Then of course you have the sales as well, so definitely worth looking into books that you already own. I know they used to have a matchmaker link that would show you all of the books that you owned and whether there was an audio version. Don't know whether it showed you if they were Whispersynced. I feel like it is, but don't quote me. But I know the last thing I heard, they were pulling back on that, and it only showed you like the first 10 pages. But worth looking into to see if there's any books you already own that you're not aware of. If you don't own something, normally what you can do, so you know where it says like borrow or buy, if you go down, sometimes it's hidden by a little arrow, it will have a little checkbox where you can add the audio. It will often tell you the price of the audio if you're getting the ebook as well. So one, you know at the time, and two, you can get them at the same time. But I'm loving that you're loving audio. I think that's a great series to start with. It's got a bunch of fantastic voice actors on, and yeah, if you have any audio questions, I'm always around.